Your food ingredient list doesn't have to be perfect. And honestly, you should just follow your cravings, right? When I first started my diet journey, I used to be one of those guys that went to the grocery store and I'd read the nutrition label and I'd read the ingredient list. And I used to be one of those guys where I had the list of ingredients in my head where I was like, if I see these ingredients on the label, I can't buy it, right? And the problem with that is in this modern society, if you buy literally anything from the supermarket, you're going to find yourself buying stuff with ingredients that sometimes aren't ideal, and that's fine. Nowadays, I feel a lot better when I follow my cravings, right? For the longest time, when I first started my diet, I was drinking orange juice, I was drinking milk. I was eating potatoes. I was like, what am I allowed to eat on this diet? If every time I go to the grocery store, I see stuff on the ingredients list that isn't ideal. And eventually, I just said, you know what? I'm going to follow my cravings because my body is telling me to eat hot dogs. My body is telling me to eat pizza. And I said, you know what? It's not going to kill me. It's not going to hurt me if I get a slice of pizza twice a week. If I eat hot dogs twice a week, it's not going to hurt me if I decide I need to make some French fries and, the French fries have a little soy in them. It's not going to hurt me, right? It's not the end of the world if you consume something with a little bit of soy or just a little bit of oil that's not that ideal for you. It's not the end of the world. And once you realize that, you realize as long as you're focused on generally increasing your metabolism and generally boosting your health, you're going to feel so much better once you decide to follow your food cravings. And you're not going to be one of those people that drive yourself crazy looking at a food ingredient list or nutrition label. So I would recommend people in the health field to free yourselves, because a lot of these health influencers, they tell themselves, oh, careful with eating bread, careful with eating pizza. I'll eat what I want. And once I started eating what I wanted, I started feeling so much better about myself. I started having more energy. I started being happier. When I look at some of these guys that avoid eating food all the time because they read a news article that it's bad, they look sick. They look unhealthy. They look like they starved themselves. That's not the type of life I want to live, right? There's no point in being, in limiting yourself to that much food if you're going to be unhappy. I want to be happy with myself, so I'm going to choose to follow my cravings.